Well, good morning, everyone, and as always, I am your host, Chi-Town Zone, for Tuesday, April the 28th, 2020. Without further ado, let's get into this, guys. Of course, where I will be leaving links in the description box below, but before we go any further, give me just one quick second, guys. Let me just start by asking, how many of you seen President Trump's tweet this past Sunday? Where he actually took aim at Fox News, guys. That's correct. Where he went on to tweet that he has no respect for the network, and even went on to state that we need an alternative, guys. That's correct, which is actually kind of a good thing when you think about it, especially for many of us who do this here via YouTube or BitChute or however you get your news, guys. Sometimes alternative media is the best media because we do our very best to bring you the latest breaking news and deliver the truth, guys. And from our own perspective, and sometimes we may not always get it right, and we do our best with what we got, guys, given the report. And for me, I'm not gonna lie, guys, I may not be the smartest man in the world when it comes to politics or anything like that for this matter, but I do my very best with what I have. And of course, I do, again, know the difference between right and wrong, and I can assure you guys, I will never vote for an evil party like the Democrat Party, okay, guys? We all know that they are the founders of the KKK. They support late-term abortion. They believe in open borders and so on, and it's disgusting, guys. It really is. But again, moving on, guys, where this will be out of Breitbart News, again, where we got creepy Joe Biden at it once again, where I believe he was being interviewed by CBS 4 Miami's investigative reporter there, where the headline here reads, creepy Joe Biden, that's what I like to call him anyways, as many others, including Trump, travel bans prevent economic intercourse around the world, guys. That's correct. Here where the article reads, Monday during an interview with CBS 4 Miami, presumptive Democrat presidential nominee Joe Biden said the United States cannot engage in economic intercourse unless the Chinese coronavirus pandemic is defeated. Sounds more like nothing more than fear-mongering to me once again. Speaking of intercourse, guys, this guy's already in big trouble for a 1993 phone call to Larry King Live by Tara Reid's mother, who blew the whistle on the sexual assault of Joe Biden, and of course the young Tara Reid at the time over at Capitol Hill, of course. Right now the hashtag #MeToo movement, along with the progressives, are now pushing for Joe Biden to step down with the new hashtag Biden Out Now, as many of you may already know. I reported on this just the other day, including many others as well, guys. But it's no surprise with Joe Biden. Of course, the DNC, as well as fake news media like CNN, are trying to cover up his tracks, guys, by keeping this hidden from public. But that's no surprise because, that's how fake news media works, guys. But moving on, here where CBS's Jim DeFede went on to state, where he asked him a question, that if he asked Joe Biden a question, that if he were to be elected, would he restore funding to the World Health Organization? And of course, as many of you may already know, it was April 14th, President Trump announced that he was going to stop funding to the World Health Organization because he didn't like the way they were handling the threat of the coronavirus, guys. So he stopped funding to the World Health Organization. But Joe Biden went on to answer the reporter, where he stated, yes, I will, but I will also insist that we do what we were doing before. Where he went on to further state here, we set up a pandemic office in the White House. President Obama, we had the CDC, the folks for the Center of Disease Control stationed in other countries to anticipate when we might see the virus coming. So, in other words, did you guys know about this a long time ago? I mean, that's my question, guys. But moving on, of course, this guy is just unbelievable, man. Talking about, he will restore funding to the World Health Organization when they were the ones who mishandled this entire thing. They knew about this threat long in advance, and they failed to, recognize it, and and better inform the people about this. And we got creepy Joe Biden here talking about restoring the funding to the World Health Organization. I mean, give me a break, guys. Yeah, you can't make this stuff up, man. But you never know right now with everything that's going on too with Joe Biden. The question is, will he drop out of the race, and will Hillary jump in at the very last second? Many people believe he may very well do so, and of course that's when Hillary is going to make her move, guys. But moving on, of course, again, I will be leaving links in regards to all of this, guys. But here we go with another major headline here, guys. What do we have here? Producers warn America is facing protein shortage in coronavirus era. That's correct, guys. Where the article here reads, toilet paper was the first product to disappear from retailers' shelves at the start of the coronavirus outbreak in the United States. But the nation's meat and poultry producers warned the strain on the supply chain could result in shortages and cost increases. Of course, this has been the talk for many days now with the major food brands, of course. The food supply chain breaking, John Tyson, chairman of the Tyson Foods Incorporation, the largest U.S. meat producer, wrote in a blog posted to the company's website where it states here, Tyson Foods is facing a new set of challenges in small communities around the country where the employ over 100,000 hardworking men and women were being forced to shutter our doors. This means one thing: the food supply chain is vulnerable as pork, beef, and chicken plants are being forced to close, even for short periods of time. Millions of pounds of meat will disappear from the supply chain as a result, which is absolutely a terrible situation, guys. Unfortunately, the prices for meat products and things like that may very well go up because of this shortage, which is a terrible situation. I remember a while back I was reading one story about a farmer who had to dump thousands upon thousands of gallons of milk because he had no way of being able to deliver it, which is really unfortunate, guys. And this economic closure right now is really having a major effect on small businesses everywhere, whether it be farms or, of course, major chicken brands everywhere, as you could probably see, guys. But, of course, fake news CNN also went on to report Tyson's blog post also ran as full-page ads published Sunday in a New York Times, the Washington Post, and the Arkansas Democrat Gazette as well went on to state. But again, this is a terrible situation with everything that's going on. I remember it was just the day before yesterday, I was at the grocery store, and the shelves for the bread and everything was like literally almost gone again. I mean, it was just like unlike anything I've ever seen. And it's really unfortunate that this is happening. And many people believe we're on the verge of another major Great Depression, guys, and some have even speculated that this one is going to be much worse than the first one. Some have even went on to state it could cause mass rioting in the streets and things like that, guys. But I really don't know. I mean, if you know, feel free to leave a comment down in the comment section below. How do you feel about this entire situation? Because it's really terrible. It's really terrible what's going on. Again, I was telling you guys in a previous video where Joey Gibson was mentioning about a bartender who put everything into his business. And unfortunately, he has to shut down his bar permanently now because of this economic closure. And here in Chicago, we got at least another month until, this closure ends, guys, because it was supposed to come to an end right about April 30th. But again, once April 30th gets here, the governor is planning to lift some of the restrictions by opening up recreational sites and parks. to the public again, guys. But again, it's still not good enough right now, because there's many of us who are getting really tired of this right now. And again, this Friday there is going to be a rally / protest in the downtown area outside of the Thompson Center, where again Governor Pritzker here is expected to hold another briefing and make the new stay-at-home order official beginning May 1st again. But of course I will be there to get video, so you do not want to miss none of that, guys. But moving on, guys, how do you feel about this entire situation? I mean, it's really sad given the entire thing, because again, you know, President Trump is doing all that he possibly can to try to get the American people back on our feet. And I know full well he wants to get the economy back up and running, but many of the governors right now refuse to do so. And it's really terrible situation, guys. This is affecting many small businesses everywhere, and you know, it's affecting many of us who are out of work right now and struggling to get by, you know. And again, we're doing our very best. But with that being said, everyone, I just wanted to, excuse me one second, I apologize here. With that being said, everyone, again, we're going to do our very best to continue to monitor this. But again, if we happen to have any more breaking news, we will do our very best to bring that to you. But with that being said, for those of you watching for the first time, please do feel free to subscribe, and be sure to hit that little bell so whenever a video is uploaded or we happen to have any more breaking news, you will be notified again. But with that being said, everyone, God bless, and please do stay tuned.